బులెటిన్లో బ్రేకింగ్ న్యూస్ చూద్దాం. చీఫ్ ఎకనామిక్ అడ్వైజర్ 2021-22 ఆర్థిక సర్వే పైన మాట్లాడుతూ ఉన్నారు. ఇప్పుడు లైవ్ చూద్దాం.
Therefore, the size of the GDP essentially captures the country's ability to repay debt as well, and that is why this question is important to ask. And when you ask this question, two key points emerge here. Firstly, that typically the fifth largest economy has been rated AAA. You see that actually those flat lines at the top. The only two exceptions to this, and that is the second point that is coming from this chart, are China and India. When China became the fifth largest economy in 2005, it was rated A minus, while India now is the fifth largest economy and is rated BBB plus. So in other words, this historical anomaly essentially is focusing on emerging giants versus those that are established giants. The emerging giants actually are not necessarily getting the rating that their fundamentals possibly demand. And that is the subsequent analysis that is done in the chapter. So I'm going to just give you a sampling of that. On this particular chart, we show the credit rating, sovereign credit rating, as a function of the growth of the country, economic growth. You see a positive relationship. In other words, higher growth leads to higher rating, which is expected. But what I want you to take away here is India actually lying below the line, significantly below this line of fit. And this is being done by looking at peer economies, in other words, countries that are within the same credit rating range, so that we do an apples-to-apples comparison. But India clearly lies below this line, and this is not just now, this has been the case over the last 2 decades. So whether it's 2000, 2005, 2010, 2015, or 2020, India lies secularly below the line. And this is then examined across a variety of indicators that are supposed to impact credit ratings: inflation, general government debt as a percentage of GDP, cyclically adjusted primary balance as a percentage of GDP, current account balance as a percentage of GDP, the political stability, rule of law, control of corruption, investor protection, ease of doing business, short-term external debt, reserve adequacy ratio, and the sovereign default history. Across all these indicators, India comes out as an outlier in a similar manner, which is what leads the survey to ask the question, does India's sovereign credit rating reflect its fundamentals? And using this analysis, the survey answers no. Now, another aspect actually is really important when we talk about sovereign ratings or ratings in general. Rating is nothing but a mapping of the probability of default. In other words, if you are called a AAA, it corresponds to a certain probability of default. If you are called B, there's a certain probability of default. That is all a rating is. Now, when you unpack that, the probability of default is affected by the willingness to repay as well as the ability to repay. The willingness to repay for India is gold standard because India has never ever defaulted on its debt obligations. All of us remember even in 1991 when India faced a balance of payments crisis, we shipped gold to the Bank of England to honor our obligations. That is reflecting India's willingness to repay. The ability to repay is also very, very high. So firstly, if you look at just the sovereign's foreign exchange obligations, and that is what the rating agencies look at, and you exclude the bilateral and the multilateral debt that the credit rating agencies do not consider,